Hi, if you're new here, my name is Coach Rose Peterson. I'm a certified personal trainer, both in person and online, and a certified nutrition coach. I help moms locally in Las Vegas, Nevada, and all over the world shed the weight holding them back from becoming their most energetic and authentic version of themselves so they can go after their deepest desires alongside of motherhood. You can find me at fitandconfidentmoms.com. Are you confused about how your metabolism works? Have you wondered if your metabolism is stuck or slow? And have you thought to yourself, the reason that maybe this weight has been put on over the last few months, year, or a couple of years is maybe I don't eat enough. Maybe that metabolism being stuck or broken or starvation mode, maybe that applies to me. So if you have thought about that, I want you to stay tuned because, or if you're looking for the key to successful weight loss, I'm going to talk all about metabolism today so we can clear up the confusion. And I get why it's confusing because all over social media, there's all kinds of things about your metabolism. On the one hand, you may have heard how certain diets or certain exercises can boost your metabolism. Swipe to the very next page and you can hear about starvation mode or how your metabolism slows. So I get how this could be confusing. And then also the notion that eating too little can damage your metabolism. So today I'm going to break down all about metabolism, clear up this confusion. If you're watching live, I'd love for you to type live. If you're watching the replay, please type replay. This helps me so much get this information out to the people who needs to see it. If you don't know me, my name is Coach Rose Peterson. I am founder of RP Fitness and Nutrition and Fit and Confident Academy. I help women over 35 shed the weight holding them back from leveling up in love, life, and business. I'm also a certified personal trainer, certified nutrition coach, certified pregnant and postpartum coach, and also working on getting my certification for learning more about working with menopause and postmenopausal women. So gonna get that under my belt too, because a majority of the clients I do help are 40 and over. So I've got to be able to get that expertise up so I can serve my clients the best that I can. All right, so let's dive right in. If you have any questions along the way, please make sure you type them in the comments. I'm going to make this slide a little bigger just in case you are watching from a phone. I want to make sure that you can see. Now, let me know where you're watching from because I'm streaming live in 3 different places. I'm on my personal Facebook, YouTube, inside my group. So if you're inside my group, that is where you'll be notified of all my free trainings. You get to see the slides that I'm presenting so that you can take notes and really take action. And it's a free place, community to support your goals if you're a woman working on increasing your fitness, getting your nutrition dialed in, and learning how to lose weight. We're there to support you with all the information needed. Okay, so first, let's just talk about metabolism. And I'm going to try to do this in layman's terms so we can understand our metabolism. The first thing that we should know is our basal metabolic rate, which is short for BMR. Your basal metabolic rate is the number of calories your body needs to accomplish its most basic life-sustaining functions. Okay, so this is the minimum amount of calories we need to lay in bed and stay alive. Okay, so some people use it interchangeably with RMR, but it's actually a little bit different. So, which is RMR, which is resting metabolic rate. Your BMR is the minimum number of calories required for basic functions at rest. So like I said, if you're just comatose, laying in your bed, doing nothing, okay? Your RMR is your resting energy expenditure. And this is just a little bit more than your BMR, right? So we have maybe our emotions or stress response that might make us so our resting metabolic rate increases, right? So resting metabolic rate is going to be a little bit more. Okay, so there is a basic formula. You can use calculators. You can go online and get an app that helps you calculate what your basal metabolic rate is. And when I work with clients, the reason we need to know this number is that I don't want my clients eating less than their basal metabolic rate. And I've actually heard of people doing this. And it's very stressful on the body. It can be a rate of weight loss that's way too fast. And I've always say that if you lose it fast, you gain it back fast. For women, we could be at risk of losing our period. For all people, we could have some nutrient deficiencies by eating less than near BMR. So there's some reasons why we don't want to go over that now, under that. Now, a lot of people are also exercising. So you're burning more calories. So again, you're going to need more to sustain your metabolism. So you don't want to go under your BMR. So if you're watching my slides, there's a formula. Okay. But if you're not in my group, then I really don't want to, it's like a really long math equation. But if you Google Harris-Benedict formula, that's one of the formulas, or you can Google BMR calculator, it can tell you. And that's a good starting point to know what is the minimum amount of calories you need in a day. Now, I know some of you follow me. You're here for weight loss tips, which is wonderful. This is why I'm here, is I want to share with you guys the science-based information on how weight loss works so that we're not trapped into buying teas, pills, supplements that promise us these quick fix results that usually is just money and time thrown down the drain. Okay. So how do diets work and how does weight loss work? And it works all the same way. So the keto diet puts you into a calorie deficit because we're eating less than what our body burns. And when in keto, we have to eliminate all carbohydrates. And that when we eliminate a big food group, it makes it easier for us to get into that calorie deficit. Same thing for low carb. Now, intermittent fasting is a tool or strategy to eat less calories in a more narrow time frame. For some people, having this type of boundary helps them control calorie intake. So what's very common is to start in intermittent fasting is maybe like this 16-8 window, or 16 hours they don't eat and then 8 hours that they do. And so when you only have 8 hours to eat, it helps you stay within a calorie target and is very helpful for not going over in calories if you're trying to lose weight. So that's why intermittent fasting works. A diet like Weight Watchers, they're helping you go into a calorie deficit by assigning you points to eat. So again, same thing. Flexible dieting. This is a method that I use with my clients, meaning like, here is how much you should eat in a day to get your result. And if your carbs come from Sunday morning pancakes with your kids, or if they come from sweet potato, it still counts as the same. So yes, we want to eat about 80% of our diet from whole foods, but we also want to live life, right? We want to have Sunday morning pancakes with our kids. We want to be able to enjoy new foods at a restaurant. So I teach my clients how to be able to fit that in while also being in that calorie deficit. Okay. So the law of thermodynamics says when you eat less than your body burns, it wants energy balance. So if you're burning all these calories through what your basal metabolic rate is, then you add exercise to that. The law of thermodynamics says, we need balance. I'm not taking in enough food to create balance. And so, that law of thermodynamics, energy is not created nor destroyed. So it's going to tap into stored tissue for your fuel. Hopefully, most of it will be stored fat. If we're not paying attention to protein or we're not doing resistance training, sometimes it might be muscle mass that your body taps into. But I try to teach my clients to eat enough protein, get some resistance training in there so that we don't tap into muscle. Either way, your body is looking for stored energy. And most of the time, it's going to get it from your stored fat. Okay, so because it wants balance. Okay, this is important. Hopefully you guys can see this. It is realistic rates of body fat loss per week and realistic rates of muscle gain per month. These are very important. Don't skip the part or glaze over the part where I say muscle gain, because I want you to hear this part too. So realistic rates of body fat loss per week, comfortable is considered about 0.5% of your body weight per week, or a little bit under that, okay? Reasonable, which is a moderate weight of weight loss, is going to be 0.5 to 1% of your body weight per week. And extreme is going to be more than 1.5% body weight per week. So if you're if you're in the extreme category and you lose really quickly, you can gain it back really quickly. Like if you're doing an extreme diet or something like that. And many of my clients have been there, and they came to me and said, look, I want to learn how to make this a lifestyle. I want to lose weight and actually keep it off. I am done with the diet roller coaster where I'm losing and gaining. Where am I going wrong? Help me get some direction. One of the things I think is really important is to set realistic rates of body fat loss per week, because of the diet industry, we're being told that there's this quick fix promise, like, come get some cool sculpting and you'll eliminate body fat in 2 visits. Okay. Or use this pill or this tea, it's a fat burner, and so we're used to, or things like 75 hard, or different extreme diets where we're used to, like, whoa, we tried this extreme diet, we lost 5 pounds in 1 week, and we expect that to be a reasonable rate of fat loss, but that's not the case. That type of extreme fat loss is extremely difficult to sustain, which is why a vacation or illness or holidays really throws people off. They see that scale change and they get really frustrated and give up. Okay. So on average, if we're losing 1 to 2 pounds a week as a female, I guess it really depends on how much weight you have to lose, but that's a pretty good rate of weight loss. And of course, I say average, meaning like maybe 1 week it's 0.5 pound, next week it's 2 pounds, and next week it's 1 pound. So we want to look at the big picture of the average, okay? Because if you think about it, if we're losing 1 pound a week, wow, in a year we have lost 50 pounds. And if we think about all the years that we spent in the past, like on again, off again, or YOLO, or waiting for the right time to start, that's years that we've already lost, right? So let's put on a new mindset shift on, like, what if I just made these small changes, stayed consistent with these changes, and I had 1 pound of weight loss per week? Oh my gosh, by the new year, I'll be down 25 pounds. Isn't that pretty awesome? So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to show this. Sometimes when people start strength training, which I think is amazing, I think every person should do some kind of resistance training, some kind of weight training, especially for women. As we get older, we lose estrogen, which in turn, and testosterone, which in turn we end up losing bone mass and muscle mass as we age. And that's like the worst thing for us. So it's really important that we have resistance training. Sometimes I come across people that are on a fitness journey, and I'm not trying to burst their bubble, but I'm trying to be realistic with them about maybe there's something in their nutrition that we need to tweak, because either they've seen no change for a very long time or they're gaining weight. And they will say, I don't get it. I'm eating really healthy and I'm gaining weight. And one of their well-meaning friends or a trainer who's not educated will type on there and say, like, oh, muscle weighs more than fat. And like, I've seen you in the gym, you're putting on muscle. 2 things there. 1, muscle does not weigh more than fat, right? 1 pound is still 1 pound. Muscle takes up less space, which is cool, right? So let's say this is just an illustrative example, but let's just say that, let me think of 2 really good examples. Let's say, I'm trying to think of something that's like, okay, let's say that 1 pound of fat looks like an orange, 1 pound of muscle might look like a lemon. Okay, so it takes up less space. Okay. Now here, we're going to look at this chart. If you are a beginning lifter, for women, On average, if we're beginner, we're strength training 3 or 4 times a week, we're lifting hard, we have a really good plan, we're probably on average per month gaining about half to 1 pound of muscle per month. So if you're gaining weight, but you're eating healthy and you're working out, there's something needs to be changed. Something needs to be tweaked. Usually something in your nutrition, which is something I try to help identify and help my clients with. Okay. For men, a beginning lifter would be 1.5 to 2.5 pounds per month. Okay. It takes a long time to build muscle. And the longer that you've been training, the slower your rate of muscle gain is. So for me, I'm probably somewhere between intermediate and advanced. If I train hard, maybe I'll see about 0.5 pound of muscle gain per month at the most. So again, just putting that out there as information, because scale weight is not everything. And I 100% agree. That's why I also have my clients take measurements. But sometimes scale weight can be used as a tool, as clues for us during coaching or during our wellness journey or a weight loss journey. And so if our scale is going in the wrong direction, most likely it has to do with your nutrition. Okay. All right. So you might be wondering, what about starvation mode? What about metabolic adaptation? What about the concept that if you've been dieting too long, your metabolism is slow? We're going to talk about that. Okay. So so these are old slides, and it says that the next training is next week, but I'm actually going to talk about metabolic flexibility really quick. So the human body is very smart. The longer that we feed it less, then it's going to want to down-regulate your metabolism to match the intake that you're giving it. Okay, so it's not a fast process. This is something that, like, if you've been dieting maybe more than 16 weeks straight, I might start to see some signs of your metabolism slowing down. A lot of times it's things that you wouldn't even notice. Like, for example, you're moving a little bit less, you're fidgeting a little bit less. Instead of getting up to grab the remote, you ask your child to grab the remote for you. You're sitting a little bit more. So there's these sneaky ways that your body starts slowing down your metabolism to match the food that you're giving it. Okay. Some other signs that you might be ready to take a break from your diet is if you're cranky, irritable, your sleep is disturbed, you're not getting a good night's sleep, it's taking you longer to recover from your workouts, like maybe you're sore for longer than you want to. Those are usually clues that I look for with my clients to say, okay, let's take a pause and give you some calories back, and we're going to have you eat to maintenance. And if you think about your metabolism as a fire, okay, and so let's say we've been dieting for a while, that fire gets small and it's just burning a little bit, okay, and it's just burning just enough to keep us going with our daily activities. Now, what if we added a log back to that fire? So we add a log back to that fire, it gets hotter and starts moving faster. In turn, we start moving faster. Okay, so then, for example, maybe all of a sudden we have all this energy, we start doing chores, we're lifting heavier, we can really bring it to our workouts. So that is one of the reasons why I try to keep my clients' metabolism healthy by doing weight loss in phases. Okay, so your metabolism is really smart. It doesn't get stuck, it doesn't break, it does respond to the input that you're giving it. So if we're dieting for a long period of time, then your metabolism might slowly lower. The good news is that once you reach your goal weight, there was a recent study just published that once you reach your goal weight and you've spent time in maintenance for at least a year, then it shows that your metabolism eventually recovers to where it should be for that weight. Okay. So it's important that we do teach our body how to maintain our weight loss by eating the right amount of food to maintain that new weight. And it's not very little. Okay, so you don't have to be in a diet forever. And that's what I teach my clients. So with this chart here that I'm showing in my group, we really want to do fat loss in cycles where we go to fat loss, maintaining, and then we might go through a phase of muscle gain depending on the client's goals. And we go through that cycle as many times as we can until we get to their ultimate goal. Okay. So obviously I try not to change things too much. And if you work with me one-on-one, I guide you through that, take all the thinking out for you so that we can do this step by step. But if you're the do-it-yourself person, I've probably got about 50 trainings on my YouTube and my free group. If you go to fitandconfidentmoms.com, you can access all my free trainings. You can put together a really good plan with all the free stuff I have out there. Okay, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. And if you are curious and you have a goal of losing belly fat and you want to know what to do and what not to do to get rid of belly fat, because I have some people that I work with that are like, you know what, if I just lost some of this belly fat, I think I would be really happy. Or they've gotten close to their goal weight and they feel like the last thing to go is their belly fat. I'm actually going to be discussing this topic that I have invited a small group of women. So if you're a woman over 35 who wants to talk strategies about maintaining your health and fitness while running life, while running your business, please let me know. Comment the words level up and I'll send you an invitation to my level up lunch. It's actually tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm going to talk about how to lose belly fat, the do's and don'ts, what works, what doesn't. And we're going to exchange ideas and meet others. So I'm not going to be the only expert in the room. We're going to collaborate, exchange ideas, meet people. Okay. So if you're also a business owner, a female entrepreneur that wants to meet other female entrepreneurs who are doing it all, but they want to keep their health at the top of their list, this will be perfect for you. So drop the words level up lunch. It's completely free. I will send you the invite and just let me know that you're interested. Okay. So that is it for today. So this rest of the month, I think I can't remember what. So this month, my theme is metabolism and gut health. So all about like the gut, whether it's like belly fat or the gut. So I know that if you're inside my free group, you'll see all the trainings I have coming up. We will be talking about gut health. So if that is something that is on your radar, you want to learn about healthy gut, because we're learning so much about how having a healthy gut is so important for mind body wellness. So if you're interested in that, please join my free group so you're notified when I go live, and you're also get front row seats on all of my topics. Okay. So until next time, this is Coach Rose reminding you that it's all about me in 2023, me as in you, so you can go out there and be the best version of you. All right. See you guys later. Bye-bye.